and answer those. And I'm going to start by sharing my screen with you. And I'm going to start here by looking at a hand that was played on a Wednesday evening at Pinner online. It was actually part of the simultaneous pairs event. So if you played in that event, you would have been in some illustrious company of some quite well-known national bridge players there. But I was looking at this board one, and boards like this kind of interest me, or I think they're often a good point to look at, because the computer says on this board that the makeable contract is 5 no trump. But I can see that although everyone played this in 3 no trump, only 3 people made 11 tricks, and most people just made 9, and 1 person went down. So I thought it was worth looking at how it was played in different ways. So let's have a look at how it was played at one table. Here it opened, North opened 1 spade, South bid 2 diamonds, North rebid 2 no trump. North, I think, has got a balanced 15 points or so, and South bid 3 no trump. And East here led the 3 of hearts. And if we stop to make a plan, we can sort of try and count our tricks. It's normal to count your top tricks, which we've got, what, 3 hearts, a diamond, and 2 clubs. But there's obviously more potential to make tricks in a couple of suits. So let's see how it went. Nearly everyone led a heart on this one. And let's suppose you win that first trick with the Queen of Hearts. And I've got the first poll question for you, which is, having won the first trick with the Queen of Hearts, what suit do you think North should lead now? So have a little think about it. And in a moment, I'm going to launch a poll saying, which suit do you think should be played from the North hand now? Okay, I'm going to end the poll there and share the results with you. And most of you have gone for spades, 58%, with quite a lot of people going for diamonds and 1 person going for hearts. Well, let's have a little think about this. And what you really need to do on a hand like this is think about where you're hoping to make extra tricks. We've got, for example, 3 tricks in hearts with the ace, king, queen, but no real prospects that we're going to make more than 3 tricks. In fact, the opponents have led a heart, which should tip us off to the danger that the opponents may have, East may have a long heart suit. If we look at the other suits, we'll see, well, diamonds has a potential to make extra tricks. And the way to play the diamonds when the time comes is surely to finesse, to lead towards the North hand. If you lead a diamond from the North hand, you're just giving up a trick. You're saying, well, I'm going to lose at least 1 trick there. So that's a mistake. The other suit you should be thinking about leading is the spades. And like in diamonds, you have 7 spades between the 2 hands. And the way you want to play the spades is to lead towards your honors. So this topic is really all about leading towards your honors. Unless you have a solid suit, you shouldn't be leading your honors. You should be leading towards your honors. And now that we're in our hand for with the Queen of Hearts, it's an ideal time to lead a spade. So yes, North should, declarer should be leading a spade towards the king, queen. So this particular declarer didn't do that, and they played another heart. And that really, in my book, is a mistake. First of all, it's not getting you anywhere, although it's getting you to the south hand, but it's not gaining you any extra tricks. And that heart suit was kind of useful because it may have provided entries that you might need to get to and from the 2 hands. So cashing your your second heart trick is clearly a mistake in my opinion. Now, they played a heart here because having got to the south hand with the ace of hearts, they're going to play a diamond now. And I've got the second poll question for you. You decide to play a diamond from the south hand. Which diamond should you lead? The jack, the eight, sorry, the jack, the nine, the eight, or the three? Which diamond are you going to lead from the south hand? So here comes the second poll. Okay, let me share the results with you there. And most of you have gone for the three, 50%, with 25% going for the jack and about 25% playing the nine or the eight. And I ran this suit combination through suit play, and the best way to play this particular suit combination is in fact to lead the three. You should lead the three, planning to play the queen, okay, unless of course the king appears. And if you lead the three and the queen wins the trick, then what you should be doing is going back to the south hand and leading the suit again. This time, actually, the best way to play it is second time to lead the nine or the eight, and to only play the ace if a higher card is played from west, the king or the 10. So this particular combination, according to suit play, says that your chances to make three or more tricks is 78% if you play that way. However, I know a lot of people with this hand will think about leading the jack, and normally that is a mistake. The only time leading the jack actually could work out well is if you're playing weak opponents, in particular weak west, who, if they have the king, doesn't play it. But if you leave the jack and west has got the king, they should play it. If they don't, then you'll win the trick with the jack and finesse again, and they may never take their diamond, their king of diamonds. So really the right line to play is not the jack, but leading the three of diamonds. This particular declarer did lead the jack of diamonds, so let's see what happened. Well, it lost to the king, and East continued with a heart, and this is actually knocking out declarer's last heart stopper because they played a heart there. Now what? Well, now declarer turned to diamonds. The king has gone, so they took the ace, they took the queen. Everyone, oh, sorry, I say everyone followed. East didn't follow, but now your nine of, if I bring up the four hands, you'll see that the nine of diamonds is high now. So this declarer then tried to maybe get back to cash the nine. They led a spade, but East hopped up with the ace because they were able to cash two hearts. And that was really all because declarer played an unnecessary round of hearts there. After this, they led a club, but declarer was able to win that with the ace. They played the king, and now they're going to make the last two spades. But they only made 9 tricks on this hand rather than the 11 that are actually possible. We'll have a look at it played making 11 tricks in a moment. Let's have a look at it being played at another time. Here, North opened 1 spade and South bid 2 no trump, which they self-alerted as Jacoby, which is perhaps a misunderstanding of the convention. 2 no trump, if you're playing Jacoby 2 no trump, shows a spade fit, which, you know, this is not quite good enough for that. Anyway, they ended up in 3 no trump being played by South here. And let's have a look how this declarer did. Well, they got a different lead here because it was West on lead. And they took the ace of clubs. And again, this declarer is going to start off by cashing hearts, and this is really a pointless activity. You're very unlikely to get more than 3 hearts here, and all you're doing is you're cutting down on the entries you have between the 2 hands. So they took 2 rounds of hearts, then they played the diamonds, again played not in quite the right way by leading the jack. That lost to the king, and East played a spade back, which South won with the king. Now what? Well, now the diamonds are good, so they took the ace and took the queen. And let's just bring up the 4 hands at this point. So declarer has a good diamond and would like to get to dummy. Sorry, you would like to get to the south hand to play it. This particular declarer played a club here. I suppose they're hoping to force out the last high club, and then their king and 9 will be good. Unfortunately, because of the way they played this, they won't be able to get to cash that king and 9 because they can't get to the north hand. A spade gets played here, and they won with the ace. They played a spade, which South won. But now, although South can cash a diamond and a heart, they end up losing that last trick, and again only making 9 tricks there. So again, that was similar in that declarer took 2 rounds of hearts early on without really any purpose to that. It just sort of makes your entries a bit more limited. How should this one have been played? Well, here's an example of when it was played quite well. Here, North opened 1 no trump. Here they're playing a 15 to 17 no trump. South bid Stayman and ended up in 3 no trump. And again, the opponents led a heart here, and declarer won that first trick with the queen. And what you want to be doing on this hand is using the fact that you're in the north hand now to lead your spades towards your honors. It gives you the best chance to make most tricks. So lead a spade over to the queen. Here it wins the trick. And now you're in the right hand to be playing diamond. So lead a low diamond over to the queen. That loses again to the king. If they play a heart, that's not a problem. You can win that. And now you're going to carry on with diamonds. You take the ace. You, again, now that you're in the north hand, you should really be thinking about leading another spade. And if we bring up the 4 hands, we'll see at this point, when a spade is played, East might well be tempted to play their ace. That sets up your king. Actually, as you can see, the spades divide evenly, so it sets up another spade for you as well, as you'll find out when you cash that king of spades. Anyway, club came back, declarer won that one in the north hand, and then is in a position to take the diamonds, take the jack, and they can take the king of spades, take their last diamond, and their last spade is good as well. So they can take their ace of hearts, cross over to the ace of clubs, and make a last 11 tricks with the 9 of spades. So not really that difficult a hand to play in some ways, just a matter of not playing your winners, not cashing your hearts, and using the opportunity of being whichever hand you're in to lead towards your honors, either in diamonds or in spades. As I said, when this was played at Pinner, not many people made 11 tricks. And it was also, as I said, played at the simultaneous pairs event, where you can see the top score of 460 would have got you a very good score of 90%, because not that many people made 460, made 11 tricks. Quite a few only made 9 tricks there. So that was really what I wanted to talk about. The idea in when you're playing no trumps, or even in suit plays, it's very often a matter of establishing long suits, thinking about your entries, winning in the shorthand, leading towards honors, and finessing, and not just cashing your high tricks. So let's have a look at another hand. This was played in a gentle duplicate event some months ago. And let's have a look at how this one went. North opened a club, South you bid a spade, North bid 2 diamonds. That's a reverse bid. So you should be heading for, that should be showing something like 16 points. South bid 2 no trump, and you ended up in 3 no trump. And let's have a look at this, played in some different ways. So they lead a heart here, and that is a pretty favorable lead for declarer, because now declarer is going to make 3 heart tricks. So you may well start by counting your top tricks. Initially we had 2 hearts. Now we're going to count that as 3 hearts, as long as we don't play the king from dummy. What other top tricks have we got? Well, we've got 3 diamonds, and we've got the ace of clubs. And obviously we've got a lot more potential to make other tricks in the other suits. So in fact, that's my first question to you. The 4 is played, you play low from dummy, the 10 comes down, and you win the first trick with the jack. And the lead is in the south hand now, and I'm going to launch a poll in a moment to ask you, which suit do you think declarer should lead now? It's the last poll of the evening. You've just won the jack of hearts, and which suit do you think declarer should play now? And I'm going to share the results with you. And 83% have gone for clubs, 17% have gone for spades. And yes, I agree with you. I think it's clearly right to go to play clubs now. You have, in clubs, you have a finessing situation where you hope the king of clubs is on your left. And now that you're in your hand with a jack, you should be playing the club suit. I think it's a bad mistake to play the spades at this point, because the better way to play the spades is to lead from dummy towards your king, queen, 10. So yes, go for the clubs now. And I wouldn't play any other suit, by the way. We've got 3 heart tricks, we've got 3 top diamond tricks, very unlikely to make more unless the opponents discard a diamond. But the suits we're going to go after are the clubs and the spades. And now that the lead is in here, we should be leading a club. This particular declarer didn't. This particular declarer led a spade, leading their honors instead of leading towards the honors. And let's just see what happened. Well, East took the ace of spades, and let's just bring up the 4 hands and see what happened now. Well, they carried on in hearts, which declarer's still got quite well stopped. And now declarer is in dummy. Obviously, they can't lead another spade because that was their last spade. And they played a diamond, which is sort of okay. But the only point in playing the diamond is so that you can lead clubs. But they didn't do that. They're cashing their diamonds, which just is going to make entries between the 2 hands more difficult. And they've cashed 3 rounds of diamonds. Maybe they thought their 4th diamond was good, and they played it. Of course, it wasn't good. So East got in, and East played a heart, which knocked out declarer's ace. Now, declarer can still try the club finesse here, but for some reason they didn't. They played their ace here, and now, of course, when they play a club, they get in with a king. They're able to cash a heart, and at the end they have to lead a spade, so declarer does make their contract and just makes 9 tricks, but really not played very well. Let's have a look at it played another time. Here it was similar bidding, 1 club, 1 spade, 2 diamonds, 3 spades, 3 no trumps. So this one got played by North. And again, they led a heart. And let's see what this declarer did. Well, they're quite lucky there. They played the 9, the Queen, and the King. And this declarer is doing exactly the wrong thing in leading clubs, giving up on the possibility of a club successful finesse by leading away from their ace queen. So, you know, just not the right thing at all. West gets in with the king, played a club back here, which declarer won. And now again, declarer's doing the second wrong thing, which is leading spades, leading your honors rather than leading towards your honors. So the king here actually won the trick. If I bring up the 4 hands, we'll see that East had the ace but didn't play it. But now when the Queen of Spades is played, East now took their ace and carried on with spades. And now West gets to make the Jack and the 9 of spades. At this point, declarer's got all winners left. They've got 3 clubs and 3 diamonds, so they claimed. But again, it was poorly played, not finessing and leading your honors. So exactly played the wrong way. And let's look at it played finally the right way, the best possible way, I think, in 3 no trump. A heart gets led, and again, that's lucky for declarer because you now have 3 hearts. And declarer did the right thing here by playing a club. Yes, probably best to play the 9 or the 10, so that if the finesse succeeds, you're in the right hand to play it again. So played the 10, played another club. The king comes down, so you beat it with the ace, and now you can cash your remaining clubs. Okay, your last club is good as well. And you can see you're in great shape now. And now lead a spade towards your honors. And if we have a look at this from East's point of view, well, we can see East is only going to make 1 trick now. And they took their ace here, as it turned out. But now declarer is going to make the rest. So they've got the 2 top spades they can take. And now they've got 2 diamonds and 2 hearts. So this is really how it should have been played, to make 12 tricks, to make the most of both the club suit by finessing and the most of the spade suit by leading towards your spades. I hope you can see that, you know, with a layout like this, if you lead the king of spades, you're very likely to lose 2 spade tricks, because the king will lose to the ace, let's say, and then you've got the queen 10. If you lead that suit again, you'll also lose to the jack. So much better to lead towards your honors. And obviously it won't always work, it won't always help, but you know, about half the time it will, if you know, depending on where the ace of spades is on this occasion. Okay, so anyone have any questions about that?
Yes, hi Tony, it's Fiona.
Hi.
If East held up the ace of spades when 6 is played, do you recommend you split your honors and you don't play the 10?
So if declarer leads the 6,
yes,
and they don't play the ace, no, well, normally with this suit combination, the best way to play it is to play the king or the king or the queen. This hand is a little bit difficult because you can't lead the suit again without because you can't lead again. If you had more spades, you would lead the suit, play the king or the queen. If that held the trick, go back to the north hand and lead the suit again. But you can't do that here. So I think the right thing is, I mean, it turns out you only need 1 spade here with the clubs were finesse succeeding. You can make 12 tricks So no, I would play the king or queen, I think there. Yes, I believe that would be the right thing.
But then if the queen or king then won, what would you play again if you hadn't if they hadn't discarded spades?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the right thing to do is there.
Okay.
But you know, obviously you're hoping that you're hoping that wherever the ace is, you're going to make at least one spade, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Even if it loses. You can try it in suit play, see if that tells you the best way to play this.
Mm.
But clearly leading towards your honors is the main thing I wanted to emphasize, rather than leading the king or leading the queen.
Yes, thank you.
Any other comments or questions? I'll stop sharing my screen with you there.